Welcome to the living room. Today's hot topic: should your relationship and or marriage elevate you to a position where you could not gain yourself? So I want to ask you, and you were already talking about when you got married and how your career was. So what did you gain, or what did your partner give you that you could not accomplish on your own?
To be 100%, I feel like I'm elevating him.
Okay.
I feel like because I have come, been in the industry that I've been in for 20 years, which is crazy to say out loud, and have gotten to a place financially or whatever, and your person sees it and they haven't had that, it's like, I gotta get that.
Okay.
So I feel like instead of me being elevated, I have elevated him to a place of hustle, which has now gone off the rails a slight tad bit.
Yeah.
But I feel like I have been stagnant because I am already looked at as elevated.
Do you think he elevated you in areas like emotionally and things like that? Like
What?
emotionally,
I
like
heard what you said. I'm
getting
trying to
like discovering things you didn't know about yourself, like emotions and stuff like that. Like in
I
certain
have
situations.
tapped into some emotions.
Yeah.
She trying to. I'm keeping it 100. No, I'm
Continue to flow. Go ahead.
I'm just curious.
No, I'm being honest. I think that I have tapped into some places emotionally that I didn't think existed, whether positive or negative.
Okay.
However, I do feel like, and this is a hard thing because I feel like I'm the teacher in a relationship. I'm the elevator. So at one point, elevator, no pun intended.
Yeah, but that was good.
Right? It was cute.
Yeah.
But at a certain point, he sat down and asked me while we were watching the movie, what have you learned from me? And this was my honest response: how to drive fast. And I kept watching the movie. He was like, oh man. I was like, oh, you were serious? I said, do you really want to know my answer? And he said, I don't know. I said, are you sure? You want to know? He was like, yeah. If I push a little harder, I could do it by myself.
Wow.
See, here's the thing. Because I'm looked at as somebody that is elevated.
That's here.
What can I give to her?
So let me ask you a question. What do you need elevation in? Like, what can a person do to elevate you? What could
Cover
your partner
me.
do? Like, what you mean? Like, financially or?
No, I don't need you to financially cover me. I need you to show up for me.
As far
I need you
as-
to, and this has probably been, see me, right? If I am drowning in a situation, I don't know how to fix a situation, but I got you.
Do you know how to fix yourself when you're drowning?
Not all the time.
So you expecting that person to learn how to fix you?
Just see me.
Just see
Okay,
see
You can just give a hug. Like, you don't have to just see me.
You don't have to fix
You
it.
don't
But
have to
acknowledge
fix it.
acknowledge that
it.
you're
But,
drowning.
but,
Okay.
but the conversation, right, tonight is about how does your man take you higher?
But what if they don't feel like you can go higher because you're high? To them, you are high.
Any of us can go high. Just say you don't have the
I'm just
capacity
saying,
to take me
but
high.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
We can all
That's
go
what I'm
high.
saying. That's
We
what I'm saying.
all have to be delivered higher, right? And so you have they have a job to show up for us, right? To take us to a place where we couldn't accomplish on our own, right?
Right.
Now, I'm not saying in the first year or the second year, but there should be something, even if it's emotionally, get me to a place where my emotions are settled and I'm not always going off. Get me to a place where I can handle my emotions and I can walk in any room and capture the audience without saying anything.
Yeah. Gotcha.
A man can pour into you without it being tangible.
Okay.
We're looking for things, houses and cars and all of
I
these
don't like
things.
that. I can buy that myself.
But a man can pour into you and make me better just by being strong enough to cover me.
Cover.
Right.
Yes.
And in my weakness, you're able to, here's the word, minister to my weakness and now make me strong.
And
Even if it's
that's-
prayer.
But that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't have to be financial. It
Right.
doesn't have to
Yeah.
be
Right.
all these deep
Yes.
words and all this deep. It's just cover me.
Cover me.
I'm drowning. Cover me.
Yeah.
The world is too heavy. Cover me.
Right.
And sometimes, and then you have to look at it as that's my expectation, but maybe they aren't able to.
Yeah, they don't have the
Maybe-
capacity.
Right. But see,
And
a lot
that's
of
the hard
times,
part.
but see here again, we're not having the conversations
Up
before
front.
time.
Yes.
Yeah.
We should have these conversations and we should know what we need, but a lot of times we don't because we change, right? And so a lot of, there can be men that can deliver a woman, so you go ahead, walk your destiny out. This is your business, go ahead, I finance it, go ahead and walk it out. But that's not reality in many of
not.
our lives today, right? Some of us, we got to hustle and bustle, we got to get down, roll up our sleeves, but you know what? I'll cover you tonight, you go ahead and work for your business. You're giving me something that I couldn't give myself.
Yeah.
You're elevating me.
Yeah.
You know what? If you need to go to this conference, I'm going to pay for it. Go
Yeah.
to this conference and have
And
your
learn.
spirit fed. So when you come back, you're better for me, for you, and then for the house.
Right.
You understand? See, a lot of times we think when we say elevation, we think that it means money.
No.
It thinks you got to have a house and a car, and those things would be nice. But we could be miserable in those things.
Yes.
Feed my spirit. Show me how. You know what? The best thing a man or a person could do for me, pray for me when you see I'm about to fall apart. Pray me until I'm able to stand back up on my feet. And now I'm able to walk in that assurance, knowing that I'm going to be okay. But a lot of us don't even take time to find out if they can. Elevate us.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think so for me,
Just skip me, right? Because I had my part in my head, but she read it. I was prepared. No. All right. So, in my elevation, I would say in my relationship that I am in with my significant other, it was a balance. Okay, I'm gonna go deep with this one. So I thought like back in the day I was doing well because I was working, I was doing what I was supposed to do, but I was lacking myself spiritually. So what I was doing was I was drinking, I was smoking, doing things that I wasn't supposed to be doing. And then my partner doesn't do any of that and was really strong-minded and into God. So I think us coming together, they got to see the darkness that I didn't even see and I didn't even know I had because I thought I was always a positive person. I thought I was always goofy, but that person took me away from the drugs and alcohol and the toxic people and put me in the mind space of God.
Okay.
So that person elevated me with God, but then I elevated this person also with, because that person was like in a bubble. So I taught them more like life skills because they were spoiled, they lived with their mom and all this stuff. So I think it was like a balance where it was like we both was learning from each other because I was more independent and they weren't. But then when we got together, they learned how to be more independent. And then it was like me, I grew spiritually. And so I think it's like if I'm
It's a
doing a
give and
scale,
take.
if
It's a
I'm
give
doing a
and
scale,
take.
it's like this. It's not like this.
But
It's like this,
But there
yeah.
could be times when it will be.
Because it ain't like, it is like
In
that.
this
but-
season, it's like this.
In this season,
The next season, it
In
may
this
be
season,
like this.
Yeah, it's
My
season,
My season is that is
yeah,
Yeah,
My
because
season.
seasons change.
Yeah,
right?
that's a good
and
point,
then we also change, and then a lot of times we're trying to figure out, can you right now you can't finance me, or perhaps you can finance me, but I don't see you. Or maybe you have purchased the home and you've done all this stuff, but now all you want to do is sit and watch TV, right?
But my bad.
Or maybe you are telling me, okay, go ahead and start this business. I can handle the finances. You take all your money and you go for your business. But now you're cheating.
yeah.
It's a whole different scenario. Elevating a person, I can elevate you, but I can also walk out on you. Like, I need us to make sure that we understand, depending on the person always, you have to make sure that they're there to make sure that they cover you and lift you.
Right.
Because when they change, are they going to be ready to leave?
Yep.
I also got a point too. I realized when getting in a relationship, it's good because that person that you with see things that you don't even see in yourself. So that's where the elevation come at too, because I wasn't seeing things that this person seen in me, and I didn't realize it until, hey, I see that you do this, you do that. That's not normal. Like calling it out. Like I needed people around me to call it out, because even the people that I'm around all the time, like my friends and stuff, they don't see me behind closed doors like my partner do. So then my partner was able to see things that nobody could catch and was
But that's
calling
also
everything
true.
out. Yeah.
But at least you were receptive.
Yeah.
A lot of people
Yeah.
aren't receptive.
Yeah.
Right.
Right?
Right.
So go ahead, Shantae.
Yeah.
No, I was just gonna say I think I experienced both.
Okay.
Right. So my last person that I was with, my ex, I was in La La Land. I was in a fantasy world. So because I saw the cars, because I saw the clothes, the chains, the apartments, I was like, oh yes, he's gonna elevate me. I'm a boss, he a boss. We gonna get together and we gonna be bossed up. We gonna have all this stuff. I just made that up in my head just because of
No,
what he
yeah.
said.
Yeah.
It's true.
Right?
Yep.
And
Yep.
then when we got together, it was like he had nothing to offer me
Yeah.
because he had nothing to offer me. So I felt like I thought I was going to get elevated, but he didn't have the capacity to.
Right. And it happened, and that's a reality.
Yeah.
That is a reality. A lot of times, it doesn't happen instantaneously.
Right.
Right.
It's a slow process at times.
But not necessarily, because when you get with the right person, to me it doesn't take that long. So
I think in order for someone to invest, they need to check out what they're investing in.
Yeah.
If they're
Okay.
just willing to throw monies away, that means they're going to call you back and tell you to repay
But why is it about money?
So yeah, because it's not just about money.
But a lot of times people don't just give away. I mean, maybe in marriage, right? But just dating, they're going to say, I gave you all this and you did that and back and forth to me. They come back and they throw it in your face. I want someone who's committed to the process for me.
Yeah.
Commit to the process where if you elevate me this year, then perhaps I can elevate you, but we don't throw it in each other's face when we feel that we're getting ready to walk
Yeah.
separate ways.
Can I ask a question? So when do you feel like you are tired of being the person to elevate, right? Like when do you feel like the other person should kick in?
That's something you gotta know.
The person should always kick in. It should never be one-sided. Should never be
But
one-sided.
a person
But
could
what
be
if
down
they-
though. A
but what
person
if
could
they
be down.
think they are, and you're just like, what is that?
So the question is, when is it? What if it's not enough?
Oh man.
No,
yeah, that's
That's
the
the question.
That's the
What if
question.
it's not
Yes.
enough?
What if it's not enough?
That's
Yeah.
a good
But
question.
if it's
Yeah,
not
'cause
enough,
I-
that's
sometimes
true.
too,
Yes.
I don't know, like I guess I'm comparing night and day because I was with someone who was secure. So that's another thing too. Like you gotta really pay attention to what I'm thinking now is the person who you're dating and what their life is, where they are in life. So if this person is in between jobs, if this person just went through a divorce, if they struggling financially, they're not going to be able to level you up because they got to work
Yeah.
on themselves.
They down.
So I feel like you have to get with somebody who kind of is like where you need them to be or want them to
Absolutely.
be.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
If you deal with anything else under that, you're not going to be satisfied.
Well, why would you get to with someone who's already down?
Because
Because it's your season to elevate them?
Okay, because a lot of times, like,
But it's a representative thing, like you said.
and I was going to say
Yeah.
for me too, like I wasn't ready for love and that type of quality of man. Like I wanted
Okay.
all that,
Okay.
but I didn't know what it took to keep that
Yeah.
and how to. So
It's a
I
lot.
will always go for guys lower than me, so I can put them on, so I could teach them, so I could show them I'm a good woman
Okay.
because I couldn't level up and measure up to the high quality man.
That's good.
So when I had the high quality man, the leveling up came immediately. It came without me
Yeah.
even asking. It's like I drive to the house, my car had died. I woke up the next day, it was handled. I didn't have to ask. All I said was, oh my God, my battery's messed up. He's like, don't worry about it. We get it fixed tomorrow.
Okay.
And I was like, what? I never had that. But he was in a predicament to be able to do that. The last guy ain't had no money.
But that was a car battery, Shantae.
But it was the fact that he woke up early.
And that's
he
a
went
man.
to the
And that's a
mechanic.
man. Yeah,
He left it
yeah.
all before 10 a.m.
And so the other guy wouldn't?
No, because first of
A
all,
lot of men, no.
See, I don't know that part, so I'm
I
sorry.
was broke down on the side of the parkway in one of my relationships. My ex-boyfriend decided he was moving his best friend. That was more important than getting me off the
yeah,
highway.
because
Wow.
it's the type
Let
of
me tell you
man
something.
you go for.
It's
Like
the
you
type of
have
man.
to go for a quality man who is already where he,
Yeah.
for the most part, wants to be.
Yeah.
If you got, especially at this big old age,
girl.
so you can find a guy. If he's not where he wants to be, you will see him aggressively working towards
I'm not
it.
dealing with that anymore.
He's got to be there.
He has to be 75 to 80% there.
Okay.
Let me just say this.
Okay.
What if that person is 75, 80% there, and then life start life, and when you get with them?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Because that's my story.
If life start life and while I'm with him,
Yeah.
Life start life.
Everything just
I'll be
elevates
there for a
you.
little bit.
Let me
Little
ask
bit.
you.
You
A
gotta
little
be.
bit.
I would be there for a little bit because now I want to see your problem solving skills.
What if you're
Okay.
married?
I will stay.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will stay.
Okay.
But I just feel like I'm too old to be sitting here waiting around for people to figure things out because nobody's going to wait around for me to figure things out anymore.
true.
But I guess what we're trying to say is life happens.
Yeah.
Everything could be
understand
going good and life happens. And then you have to sit down. The bottom done fell out.
Yes.
We done been 90% where we were trying
Yeah.
to go.
And now we
Now
on the
it
floor.
fell out. Now we got to come together as a team. And in that team effort, while we're taking care of this, he still should have a hand trying to make sure that you are elevated.
You don't like the floor? You don't like the bottom? the
Look,
floor?
you have to.
It happens.
In order for me to show up for you now, you had to have earned that.
Okay,
So like
yes.
if we're together and then all of a sudden you just go rock bottom, I'm not just gonna be there to support you. Like you have had to support me at one point in time to where I feel like I need to reciprocate.
That makes
it.
sense. That's
Right.
And a lot of times,
Right.
like these guys, when you're getting with them, they're not on your level. They're just
No.
not. A lot.
No.
Black women right now,
We-
we
Black
we
girl mad.
killing it.
Exactly.
We are
Yeah.
killing it, and
Okay.
these guys are not
But
there.
that's the part. It's
So-
like you're making well into six figures.
Yup.
Okay.
They
Yep.
haven't seen that in a
Yep.
job yet.
Okay.
Yep.
Right? What do I need to give you? How can I
Yep.
give it to you? Not that I don't want to, I don't know how
They
to.
don't.
But everything isn't about money.
But
It's-
for men,
for men,
it is money.
yes, it is.
Where we're looking for something else, they're thinking it's finances, and that's
Yep.
not it.
And so
Yeah.
they discount themselves right
Everything
away
else.
because they're not making more than you.
Yes.
So until they
Yes.
make more than you, they're
Yes.
not even a qualified
Yeah,
candidate.
yes.
In their mind.
In
Because
their
in a
minds.
guy's mind, I'm a provider.
Yes.
I'm a protector.
But I can't
When the
provide
woman
for
is
her.
doing it, it's like you're demasculating the man. And now they're like, okay,
Absolutely.
I mean, she got everything. I mean, why she need me? Like now they're bitter. Now they're mad. Now they're
Jealous.
depressed. They're jealous. They can't show up for you in that type of energy. The only way, what I'm thinking about now, is getting with a man who is already there, who made it, who's kind of accomplished, so that way he can show me the ropes and bring me up. Because right now I need a partner who can support me. I don't have it in myself anymore to support anybody else.
So
I did it for years and it got me nowhere.
I got a question.
Wow.
Now let's say if y'all equally financially up there, like well he's above you or they're above you, how are you getting elevated?
Because he's
No,
gonna
I'm saying
show-
like what is other ways to elevate you other than that?
Encouragement
it-
in my dreams.
because
Encouragement?
yes.
I'm saying say if
Yeah.
you there. Let's just say if you there. Like you there with your dreams, you there with your goals, you there financially. What else do you need to be in elevated? That's what
we're
I'm
gonna
asking.
be peace. Because
What's
like
peace?
peace is like me not hearing you complain about bills or how you can't take care
I'm
of
saying
provide.
all that is done.
I feel like
all of that is done.
elevating me
But
at
is
that
that-
level.
is that reality, though?
What else is
No.
elevation? What else is elevation besides that?
I think it's possible. I think it's possible.
Yeah, it is.
And it is possible, and it should happen. Is what I'm
I
trying
know
to
it's
say.
just
what
not
else-
across the
But a lot of
board.
times- so
Take
here,
over the world.
okay. So
Our
Tiara, let me
companies.
just try to answer
Do
this
you get
question
what
for
I'm
you.
No, but do I get what I'm
It's not just about money, right? Because you can have all the money in the
Exactly.
world and be miserable.
That's what I'm saying.
Completely
Yeah.
miserable.
Yeah.
And I think in the top of this conversation, I did say, cover me, pray for me, be able to encourage me in a way
Yeah,
where I can get up. Maybe I don't know the things that I need to accomplish, or I don't see the potential that I'm carrying, or I don't see the gifts that I have. And he's willing to say, you know what, you're strong at this. Why don't you get up and try
Yeah.
this? Or why don't you go do
That's
this?
it.
Or why don't you open this? And if you can't do that, you know what? Just go for a weekend with your girls. Let me show you how to learn how to just relax.
That's amazing.
But
Just relax. It doesn't have have to always be monetary.
Yeah, no,
And
I know.
See,
That's
a lot
what
of
I'm
us are
saying,
just
yeah.
looking for money.
I'm
But
just
when you look
saying,
at elevation, people would think of. I don't think that way, but I'm just
Okay.
saying people would think of financially. I'm just trying to
it's not
think.
all-
It's not.
Yeah,
I
I know,
think-
I know, but
It's
that's
a
what
part
I'm
of
trying
it,
to
but it's
think.
not the
But
whole
then
thing.
at
Yeah,
some
I'm trying to
point, your motivation's not helping me. Like I had a person who was, oh yeah, you got this, you'll figure it out. Oh, you want me to watch it? You want me to pick them? Look, at some point, you got to be the provider and the protector. That's just what's most important to me.
But yes, they should be. I'm not saying don't just motivate me and you're not doing nothing.
Because it's
Don't
like-
do that. No.
You got this.
Well, no,
Yeah,
no,
where
no.
I'm at,
Do it.
That's
and
right.
nobody
I have
can never
nothing to
change
do.
my
That's
mind
right.
at this point. I need a provider and I need a protector. I'm not going to depend on you because I have my own too, and
Right.
I know how to get it. But I need to know that you match my pride.
Absolutely.
That's
Absolutely.
it. I cannot deal with anybody who is still trying to figure it out because
No.
that baggage is now put on top of
No.
me.
And that's not the type of man we're talking about this evening. Okay?
I really want to talk.
That's not what we're talking about. We need someone
I want
who's
the
able-
elevation of me tapping into who
But
I
they
am.
can't elevate you if they messed up. If
No,
they-
I'm saying this is what elevation is to me, though. This is just for me. I don't know about other people, but for me to discover who I am without money and all that, like I need to know myself and on the inside, like
Yeah.
who am my spirit. They got to bring that out of me. Like
No,
you,
I feel like
I want to
you
do
should
art.
seek that yourself.
No.
Yeah,
But I
you
want
got yourself.
I want the person to encourage me to do that, though. That's what I'm saying
If that's
because
their
sometimes.
strength.
I need that, but
But
that's my elevation.
Okay,
that's
but
what I
if
said
they-
for me.
But if it's their strength,
Yeah,
then they can.
That's my
right?
elevation.
'Cause a lot of
Right.
people may
That's
not
how a
have that.
person can elevate me because
Okay.
I don't care about none of this stuff in this world. I want to know like who I am through you. Not if that makes
Through
sense.
you.
Not through you, but for you put in like more enhancement on who I am. Like you zooming it in, and I'm doing the same for you.
But so you want somebody just to speak life into
Yeah,
you?
not
Like-
life, but let's paint me something, and then we paint, and then we analyze what go through my mind when I made this painting.
Okay.
Stuff like that, like
You want
deep
like an
stuff.
intellectual
Yes,
stimulation.
that's my
And that's
elevation.
fine.
Yeah,
that's
that's fine.
Yep.
because
That's fine.
that feeds me inside. Like that's what
Yeah.
feed me. All this stuff,
But see,
all this
and
material
that's
stuff
fine,
don't
but
feed
you have
me.
to find a person that's able to tap into you that no one else can.
Yeah, that's
in a
me.
place
That's
where
me.
no one else
Yeah.
can. Now we're
That's
not
me.
talking about the people that's laying down and we got to drag them and we're not talking about
No.
those.
Yeah.
We just want to find a person. Have you ever had a person that can deliver you where you need to be? Say, okay, I know you're good at this. Come on, let's just try this. I know you're good at this. Come on, let's just try this. Or I just need to cover you and protect you because I see all these people coming against you where you think they're your friends.
Yeah.
They're coming against you,
Yeah.
so I'm going to cover you in this place.
I need stuff like
because
that.
they're
Yeah.
not really, and you can't, because you're so trusting and loving, you can't discern when the person coming to take advantage of you.
You gotta
so
pay
I'm going to
attention to
stand
me,
right
man.
here
Yeah.
and I'm going to watch.
Yeah.
But that I
need
just
that.
feel like
I
it
need
needs
that.
to be a balance. Like I'm not going to prefer one over the other. You have to be able to do both. Because
What do you mean?
I've been there where all I had was motivation.
No,
or
I don't
all I
want just
had was
motivation.
support. It was not enough. It was not enough.
What
But
I'm,
it's
what I'm
okay.
realizing about myself is that I'm the one that elevates. And I am listening to the conversations and I am listening to all the things and I am doing all the things, right?
But there will be a time where you can. And it's nothing wrong with elevating your man, your husband. There's nothing wrong with that.
Can I-
Because we will
do you
speak
get
life
tired
into
of
them.
elevating?
You can if it's not being reciprocated.
Do you think
Right?
that? And this is real deep. Do you think God is putting you in that position maybe because you've been all about yourself and you're so strong, so God is using your strength to help?
God
that
didn't tell me
person?
that.
No, but I'm really thinking deep about it. No, but just for this moment, like I'm saying, just for this moment, maybe that's your task.
But it's always
Like
our task to
Yeah,
speak
like an
into other
assignment.
people.
Yeah,
It's
maybe.
always our task.
I'm just saying, like.
I think that if
Listen.
God put me at task, my body wouldn't be breaking down.
Yeah.
I feel like if he gave me the task, he's equipped me to handle it.
Yeah.
Maybe it's to grow you even further.
But my body wouldn't be shutting down, breaking down every
Yeah.
year. I wouldn't be fainting. I wouldn't be in the hospital. I wouldn't. He
Yeah.
would equip me for the task.
Because at
Right?
some
Yeah,
point,
that's
right?
true.
Like,
I ain't know
I
all
know
that,
our
the fainting and all that.
grandmothers.
I know
I
that.
know our grandmothers, aunties, mothers. I know they went through all of that. They were strong. They were able to sit there and tolerate a lot and
But you
just
don't
be
have to.
patient. Right, and I don't want to do that
You don't
anymore.
have to.
Because when I tried that, I watched how I lost myself. I watched how many years I wasted. So that's why with me being in the new season now, I feel like I know what I want.
And it's okay.
And I'm not going to look for
Don't change it.
anything
That's right.
Yep.
less than that. And I don't have it in me to pour life into somebody else at this point.
When
I
a
don't
man
have that.
but when a man comes and loves you the right way and shows up the right way, how he serves you, treats you, and elevates you will provoke you to
do
pour
it.
right back into
And it
it.
won't be
Because it's now he has now pulled his masculinity has pulled your femininity, and
Yeah.
now both of them together grow.
Yeah.
That's how it was meant to be. So don't worry about that part. Just make
Yeah.
sure that you're finding someone who's able to pour into you and serve you in a way where now you elevated. You now show up to elevate him in a way because maybe he has all the money, he has all the cars and houses, but he needs someone to speak into him after he has gotten you to the place where you need to be. A lot of times we turn our backs on people and we mistreat people. We don't act as if we need one another, but we were created to need each other.
Yeah.
And yes, it should be reciprocal. We shouldn't wait for someone to build me all the way up. Then you know what? I'm not in love anymore.
Yeah.
That's how, but that's what happens.
That's what happens. So
You
it has to be
invest,
reciprocal.
And when it's one-sided, you are the one
Yes.
that's losing everything, and you're losing, they're gaining, and you're just building them up to be right for
Because
the next woman.
most of the time we're buying love.
Yeah, buying love
And
Look,
attention.
I've been there creating LLCs,
Mm-hmm.
helping you with businesses, supporting you, trying to get you into church,
Mm-hmm.
going to be there with your kids. I did all of that trying to be the woman who supports her man. And I'm like, no, don't ever do all
Don't
of
give
You don't
all
have
that.
to do all of that. That's
Don't
a
give
grown
up
man
yourself
just
to
like,
where you're
Do
empty.
not deplete
yeah,
yourself.
You
and
can't
you're
do
an
that.
adult.
And they're just taking everything from you,
Taking
going
it.
on.
Yep.
No.
Yeah.
Commit to me.
Yeah, fully.
Then we
Yes.
do it, okay?
Yes.
If you don't commit to me, then no, I'm not
But even
pouring
when
into
you
you.
committed,
Even
let me
committed
tell you
is a
something.
different thing. Lord, have mercy.
You commit to me and you still show up.
Yep.
Just because you committed to me doesn't mean you don't show up, doesn't mean you don't pour.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So even after
Absolutely.
we've taken the vows and done all the things, you can't get so comfortable that you decide to not to show up.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
You
Right?
must.
You have to continue
Yeah.
to do
You can't just drop us.
No.
No,
You
because
have to still show up. Because
have
if
to
you
show up.
if you committed to me, that meant you're going to be there morning, noon, and night for me.
Right.
Every other thing is secondary.
But it doesn't. It also doesn't mean that you're complaining and you're just lagging.
Right.
You need something all day.
No.
You're just there, and I'm just there for your support in the event
Absolutely.
of,
Yeah.
just in
Absolutely.
case, right?
Absolutely.
And I feel like that's such a sweet place to be.
It could
Yeah.
be.
When you think about like your partner just being there for you, and you both of y'all holding up each other.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
It's a good place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a tough
Yeah,
place.
it's a
I can
tough-
imagine.
It's a tough place.
I can
Because you
imagine.
have to stop life to be there because
Yeah.
life is demanding for both sides.
Yeah. Yeah.
And how are we able to be there? Thank y'all so much for joining us in this conversation. Hopefully we'll have another conversation soon. If you have any questions, email tisharam@gmail.com. Talk to you soon.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.